In the ancient kingdom of Eldria, nestled between emerald hills and silver rivers, lived King Thorian, a ruler known for his might in battle and his unwavering devotion to one single treasure: his daughter, Princess Lyria. She had hair like woven sunlight and a laugh that warmed even the coldest winter morning. But the one creature she adored more than anything was Rowan, an orphaned mountain dog with honey-colored fur and amber eyes. Rowan wasn't just a pet. He was her guardian, her shadow, her best friend. They grew up together, running through fields, climbing castle walls, sneaking into the kitchen for stolen pastries. Everyone in the palace joked, "Where you see Lyria, you'll find Rowan at her heels." No one imagined that one day, Rowan would save the entire kingdom. On the night of Lyria's 18th birthday, fog slithered into Eldria, thick, unnatural, glowing faintly green. Old villagers whispered, "The Marsh Spirit has awakened again." Many believed it to be a myth, but that night, the myth became real. Lyria, unable to sleep, stepped onto her balcony and smelled damp moss, a scent that did not belong in the castle. Rows of torches blew out. The wind stopped. And then, from the shadows, a dark, shimmering shape drifted toward her. Eyes hollow, voice like dripping water. "The debt must be repaid. The firstborn is mine." Before she could scream, vines of black mist wrapped around her and pulled her off the balcony into the fog below. Rowan, lying beside her bed, woke instantly. He charged outside, barking wildly, claws scraping stone. He watched helplessly as the fog swallowed her whole. The gates slammed shut. Lyria was gone. As horns sounded across the kingdom, King Thorian held Rowan by the fur on his neck. His voice shook. "Find her, Rowan. I beg you, bring her back." The king had never begged in his life. Not to armies. Not to gods. But to one dog. And without hesitation, Rowan sprinted into the fog-choked night. Rowan's journey begins. He followed Lyria's scent through forests and across rocky cliffs, past ruined watchtowers and abandoned villages long claimed by the marsh. The deeper he went, the quieter the world became. Not a bird. Not an insect. Not even wind. Just silence, and the distant whisper of the marsh. Rowan's fur bristled, but he kept moving. Hours later, he reached the border. A dead, colorless landscape. Water thick as oil. Trees twisted into shapes resembling screaming faces. Everyone in Eldria feared this place. Everyone, except Rowan. 33835. As Rowan waded through the shallow waters, voices called out to him. "Rowan, go back. She is already gone. You will die here." Rowan paused. They were imitating Lyria's voice. But he shook off the illusions. He remembered her real laughter, bright and warm. He growled and pushed forward. The marsh screamed. It tried to pull him down, but he leapt onto a floating log and sprinted across like lightning. Old soldiers who had entered the marsh never returned. Their remains formed a maze. Rowan squeezed through narrow gaps, ducked under rusted spears, and avoided bone traps designed by the Marsh Spirit long ago. At one point, a giant skeletal hand rose from the mud to seize him. Rowan dodged, leapt onto a skull, and sprinted so fast even the marsh couldn't catch him. This was the marsh's cruelest trick. Rowan entered a clearing where a vision appeared. Princess Lyria, smiling, arms open. She whispered, "Rowan, take me home." He ran toward her, tail wagging, heart pounding, but before he reached her, her face twisted into a monstrous grin. Teeth like daggers. Eyes like pits of shadow. It snapped its jaws inches from Rowan's face. He skidded back, heart racing, and barked defiantly. The illusion shattered. The marsh hated him for resisting. The ground cracked. Green fire erupted around him. But Rowan kept going. At last, Rowan reached a massive decaying tree rising from a pool of black water. Inside that tree, glowing faint white, was Princess Lyria, trapped in a cocoon of mist. And swirling around her, whispering, twisting, shifting, the Marsh Spirit. It towered like a giant made of water and smoke. Its voice echoed, "Leave, dog. Your kind does not challenge spirits." Rowan snarled and charged. The spirit hurled him back with a whip of water. He crashed into the mud, yelping in pain. But he stood again. He charged a second time. Thrown again. A third. A fourth. His body trembled. His fur was soaked in black sludge. His breathing was ragged. But he refused to stop. Finally, the marsh spirit roared. "Why do you fight?" Rowan barked once. Ferocious. Defiant. Unbreaking. It wasn't a bark of fear. It was a bark of love. The marsh trembled. Waves crashed. Trees bent. Lightning split the sky. The spirit launched a vortex toward Rowan, a swirling whirlpool of magic. Rowan dodged, sprinted up a fallen tree, and leapt straight at the cocoon imprisoning Lyria. With all his strength, he bit down on the magical vines. They shocked him with dark energy, burning his mouth, but he didn't let go. He tore them apart. Light burst out. The spirit screamed as Lyria fell free. But Rowan shielded her with his body. The spirit's final attack struck him instead of her. The blast threw them both across the ground. Rowan didn't move. Lyria crawled to him, sobbing. "Rowan, no, please open your eyes. Rowan!" She held his head in her lap. Her tears fell on his fur. The marsh spirit dissolved, defeated by the purity of Rowan's heart. As dawn slowly crept over the marsh, Rowan's chest rose. Then fell. Then rose again. He opened his eyes. Weakly, but alive. Lyria laughed through tears and hugged him tightly. When Lyria returned to Eldria carrying Rowan in her arms, the entire kingdom erupted in relief. King Thorian fell to his knees before Rowan. No king had ever bowed to a dog. But he whispered, "You are the bravest soul in this kingdom." He ordered a statue to be built in Rowan's honor. To the one who fought the darkness with nothing but love. And Rowan? He didn't care about statues. He only cared about Lyria, safe beside him, smiling again. Bards sang the tale for centuries. Not all heroes carry swords. Some carry loyalty. Some walk on four paws. And in every version of the tale, they say the same truth. A dog's heart is the strongest magic in the world.